Welcome back to State of Decay 2 Heartland. At the end of the last episode, I think Larice was a little bit tired, so we're taking kind of a break from her Daddy Dearest storyline, and instead, we're going to run around with Brock, maybe going on a supply run for Malik. And let's have a look at my inventory here, make sure I've got a lot of good stuff. Oh yeah, Brock likes fire. Actually, you know what? We should probably...
Zombie-infested wilderness for weeks, just to settle down in a dinosaur-themed truck stop.
While we're here,
Life is weird.
we should probably go out there and try to take care of at least some of these infestations, if not that plague heart.
What is it, Brock?
That's not what I meant to do. I want to open this. There we go. Let's get in our little car and go for a ride. So, as I mentioned before I officially started the episode, Milo and I have a haircut appointment in about an hour. So I'm gonna try to make 2 short half-hour episodes. See if I can pull that off. See if I have the discipline to keep an eye on the clock. All right, so
Where the hell would it be?
the Z position of our icons is just a dumpster fire. This one's under the ground for some reason. Okay, I could fire this golden Desert Eagle. Or, excuse me, it's not a Desert Eagle. It's a golden... It's a vulture. It's a vulture, not an eagle. Not going to fire that golden deagle just because I want to, I think that
Doctor ordered.
the ammo for that is kind of dear, so we'll be cautious with it. Okay, so we're trying to search this checkpoint for ammo. What do you bet the ammo's in this container? Oh no!
Better get ready for the Z's.
Whoa, there's a bunch of it. Okay, we'll grab it in a
Good
second.
place to put it.
Shoot! I like how this feels like it was an intentional part of this mission, but it totally wasn't. This is just me being uncautious.
How am I gonna fit that?
All right, luckily, the car that we give you up front, it's not the toughest car in the world, but it does have a nice big trunk. So let's just dump it full of stuff that I don't need. And then go pick up some more stuff that I probably also don't need. Which gun is this? Oh, the Echo S6. Brock is going to keep his golden vulture because, I mean, he can't use any other gun. That gun is his personality. So we'll hold on to that Echo S6. Somebody else can use the Echo S6, which is an integrally suppressed pistol. So it's a really good pistol for the purposes you usually want a pistol for. But there we go. They want me to deliver the ammo to Jurassic Junction. But, I mean, I'm out here with a bunch of fire. Before we go home, let's go take care of some infestations. So I'm going to run down here. Woohoo! Yeah! Oh, this is how you drive a car in the apocalypse. Really, really poorly. Oh, I'm hearing some noises. Those sound like bad noises. Oh yeah, that's a bad noise. Bad noise, bad noise, bad noise. I am still terrified of these plague ferals. Mostly just because, they are the last enemy that I have not yet sort of unlocked in the main game. By unlocked, I just mean I haven't been playing in lethal difficulty. And so they don't exist for me anywhere. And so suddenly, blood ferals are like a thing that I have to deal with in Heartland, where I've just been blithely ignoring them for the rest of my experience as a player of State of Decay 2.
Fire in the hole.
This is why you bring a chemist. Alright, how many we got? We got 4 left. We probably sword 4. Or not. Haha. Take that. Oh, wait. For a second, I couldn't tell if that was a bloater or not. Don't think it is, though. Oh! Timed that attack just perfectly to not hit. Okay, we've got that infestation taken care of. Pick up all our little plague samples. And then let's go over here. Now, I don't think I'm feeling ambitious enough to go after the plague heart, mostly just because I've filled up the trunk of my car already, and I don't have a ton of space for new loot, and killing a plague heart means lots of loot. So I think I'll save the plague heart for later. But we can totally take care of this nonsense, right? Huh. There's an infestation over here at the... This is the farmhouse base, isn't it? This is like where Santos is? What, was that it? Was it... Oh, this infestation was just this one screamer? Wow, this is a really special screamer. Look at him. Brock's like, why are you making me look at this skeleton? I'm ready to get out of here. Okay. Anyway, it's the littlest infestation. It was great. Oh, hey, so La Coalition has a suggestion that I could actually spend an episode trying to track down all of the echo weapons. That sounds like an episode for when I've got more time. I'm feeling a lot of time pressure right now, and so I should probably not do it now. But that is a good idea, because I know where it starts. It starts up at the tunnel to Mount Tanner. But I've forgotten all the other locations that it takes you to. And so, yeah, I agree. That could actually be a really interesting episode to see if I can follow the scavenger hunt, because I did at some point get them all when we were testing the feature, but I forgot. That was ages ago now. I've forgotten everything about it. So, I feel like this area got really different in the Homecoming map, in the, the official Trumbull Valley core map. Like, because isn't this swampy area, this is where we do that. There's that big Clio tower over here, right? That we do a mission with Isby around. And I feel like this area just looked really different in that map. I mean, it's really pretty in this one, and it's really pretty in that one. It's just, yeah, somehow my memory is saying that that we made some changes around there. So Coalition is pointing out that actually, that he actually knows all the locations. Of course he does, and could give me some guidance. That's true. I still feel like I want to do it during a time when I've got more unbounded time. So maybe we'll make that a plan for next Thursday. Maybe next Thursday we can go and run around and grab all the echo weapons. Let's just drop all this stuff off. And this. We'll hold on to these, because I do think the next thing I should do is go after the plague heart. But it's weird. For my impulse is to go over to these pumps to try to get gas, but that's Project Zomboid, where I get gas from the pumps. I need to get gas from the supply locker. Over here. No, wait. Let's go to our storage and make some gas cans. There we go. Now we've got gas cans.
Back in first grade, my teacher never let me draw dinosaurs in class. I hope the zombies ate Mr. Howard first.
That's dark.
Oh, that.
Okay, so I just realized I needed to heal. And then, so is Brock ready to actually fight a plague heart right now? All he's really got is his pistol and the 22 bullets. He's got his sword, but this is also, but he's got fire, and this is all, and some explosives. And this is also basically normal difficulty. So, I'm betting that we can handle a plague heart. I think we can probably do a plague heart. So no, get out again, get out. Let's refuel. There we go. Interesting. So, La Coalition says it gave that he got the impression that for Homecoming, we based it mostly on State of Decay 1 and ignored Heartland from some areas. I don't know. We based it on everything. I think part of the problem was, it's just, like, there's a lot of information. There's a lot that went on in State of Decay 1, and there's a lot that went on in Heartland. And, and the team is constantly shifting and changing over time. And so not everybody who, was on the team for those two projects was on the team for Homecoming, and vice versa. And so it's just a lot. So I think that, the Homecoming map is just, it's different from Heartland and different from State of Decay 1 in a lot of different ways. And in some ways it's closer to one or the other. But I mean, we're really trying to take advantage of the passage of time to sort of explain, like, oh yeah, just stuff has changed. And there's places here and there where the land changed enough that it's like, yeah, that's a little bit hard to justify. We're kind of retconning the landscape a little bit here and there. But in the end, I think we sort of wanted to make the version of the map that we would have made given more time, more, capability to, like, do high fidelity art, that sort of thing. Like, there's a lot of places where, you do what's quick and you make shortcuts because you've got a tiny team and a huge map. And Homecoming was our opportunity to, like, spend more time than we had ever gotten to spend, and more people than we'd ever gotten to spend on this map. And so in a lot of places we kind of cut the artists loose and said, yeah, you can make changes, because the idea is to make sort of the best possible version of this map, even if it means making it different from previous maps. And I think they really succeeded. Like, I really am proud of the work that the team did on the Trumbull Valley core map. I think it's one of the best maps this franchise has got. Here, so Cog says, you said Larice was tired, but that doesn't happen in Heartland, right? I don't remember. Does that happen in Heartland? I forgot if we have fatigue in Heartland or not. I feel like she was at least, like, she was worn out. Oh, wait, I just realized I didn't have the Plague Heart marked. I had this place marked. Let's go to the Plague Heart. That's where we're actually headed. I think she at least got injured, or she was plagued up or something. Like, there was an issue with Larice who maybe not want to play her for a little bit. I don't remember it because it was a week ago, but I'm pretty sure there was some reason why that was going on. And also, apparently for some reason I'm incapable of following a simple marker. So let's turn around this way. Oh, look at that corn that you can knock down. Big absence in State of Decay 1, if I recall correctly. Okay, so is it in the? It's in the under construction house.
I'll ever get used to the smell around a plague heart.
This might not be that bad, actually. Can we, like, shoot at it from the outside?
One more of that, do ya?
Okay, yeah, that took it down one entire deal.
If it ain't the heat, it's the humidity. I'm sorry, are you hurting? We'll have some more.
Whoa, the sheer lack of health in that thing is crazy. Oh, there's me hitting myself in the face with fire again, like I always do. Oop, okay, nice shot. Anyway. I wonder how many magnum bullets it takes. That many.
Fucking thing should learn how to fight.
Oh, Brock has apparently made a request. He wants the game to be more difficult.
Hey, I just delivered a load of cool stuff.
All right. Well, hey, there. I didn't even have to look in the back in the heart. Where's my car? I didn't even have to look in the heart to start getting awesome gear. So let's stick that in there. Actually, let's. No. Okay, these doors are way too sensitive. All right. Anyway, drop this off and this, and I'll probably pick up more plague samples. So we'll just hold on to that. And let's clear out some inventory space by loading one more bullet into that magazine. Cog says that the plague heart should learn how to fight by growing tentacles. Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing is like that. We thought of things like that. Ultimately, this is what we ended up having sort of the time and resources to build. But the idea of plague hearts being able to fight back is kind of a cool idea. I mean, with plague walls and the sort of waves of zombies that defend those, and how they have sort of like periodically, vulnerable bits on them. Like, that's us trying to take a plague heart fight and make it a little bit more, I don't know, interesting. Store that. And I don't know. Do I want to keep this? Do I care? I don't know. Let's see if I've got... I didn't actually count how many things were left in the play card. I don't know if I've got space for it. Got that. That's going to be... Oh, wait. That's a primary weapon. I can just carry that. And then... New backpack. Yes! All right. We got it all in there. Awesome.
There will be.
Yeah, so Brock has got a backpack that he spawns with. But this one actually... matches him pretty well. It's got, you know, like sort of the black kind of, not quite leathery, kind of, I don't know, rubberized thing in the back that kind of matches his vest. And the camo and the brown leather pants. What is with this guy? He's wearing black leather and brown leather together. He's got no idea what he's doing. Oh, Brock. Kragan suggests that there should just be a fist that comes out of a play cart when you're trying to fight it that just punches you again and again. That would be great. Cogs says that since hearts are apparently made out of people, the backpacks in them should have names on them. I mean, I guess technically all of these backpacks belong to people at some point. You can say they should all have names on them, but we've got a lot fewer backpacks in the game than we have names. So unless we want to sort of procedurally put names on the backpacks, we probably... Yeah, you just end up... It'd be like Coach Jackson, or not Coach Jackson, Chief Jackson. It'd be like Chief Jackson. You know, everybody's got a police chief named Chief Jackson. It'd be like that. It's like there are only 67 people who own backpacks, and every single one of them can be accounted for. That one like white flecked camo backpack that everybody gets would just be... It'd be so-and-so's backpack again and again and again. We picked up some good stuff. Okay, so because he's Brock, he's definitely going to hold on to some pipe bombs. But let's switch away from his sidearm. Let's have him use this fancier gun. Now, I'm curious, since some time has gone by, how are we doing with our base? Have we done all of the things we can do with our base? We probably have, right? Oh wait, we can upgrade our farming complex. We just brought some materials home. And we need an expert in subsistence farming, which I believe is Malik. Yes. Okay, so Malik will let us upgrade the farm, which is good because... Yeah, so we've got negative food right now, but I think with that upgrade and with spreading some extra seeds, we can probably stay on top of our food usage. And then, how do we do? Okay, we've got the right number of beds right now. Though, eventually, we're going to need more. And how are our resources doing generally? I'm covering our resources right now, but... Looks like fuel is the thing we've got the least of. Food, we're draining, but we won't be draining it soon. But we could probably use a little bit more food. And a lot... I'm assuming that a lot of these, like, upgrades and things that we can install later on... What's happening? Oh, nicely done. Thank you, team. Good going, team. Anyway, I started firing wildly. I don't know why there's a feral in the base. Let's see here. So, Coalition says that he thinks we should add flagpoles to all medium and larger bases. It's only interactable physically and not in the UI. And the player can change the flag for a different effect, and to unlock the flags, you have to complete all the bounties of a bounty pack to get that bounty flag. I mean, so cosmetic things like that in general, basically we gave ourselves outfits that we could use as cosmetics, right? And we kind of have been using that for everything. The idea of having there be more cosmetic things that you can do to your base, just as a general rule, I think is a good idea. And that's something that, that we have not invested in historically that we should take seriously, because I think, players are not their individual characters in this game, right? The players are sort of the spirit of the entire community. And so really your base is one of the most sort of important modes of expression that you have. It's more important than your individual characters to your identity as a player. And so giving players the opportunity to do more with how their base expresses their strategy, their personality, their just aesthetic sense. You know, the way that Brock would probably just make everything in the base out of a different kind of leather or a different precious metal. That's... yeah. I think that would be a really valuable feature. That I think, you know, it would be... Ooh, this is from the Stay Frosty pack, but we've got it here? Sure, I'll take it. That's a really good idea. It's also a big deal, and right now it's not supported, but... Yeah, it would take a lot, I think, to add that into State of Decay 2. But that is it is worth bearing in mind as we think about how this kind of thing should work in the future. Cantus wants to know if I can put famous names in the game, like, say, Harry Potter. So, because we put names into the game in like in fragments, basically, like we don't just put the name Harry Potter in the game. We would put the name Harry in the game, and we put the name Potter in the game, and then if they show up together, that's just a happy accident. That's how the name system works. That we don't have the ability outside of like characters like Brock, where he's like an NPC, or he starts in as an NPC and he's a specifically crafted story character. Like him, we chose his first and last name, which is, what is his first and last name? Brock Jensen. So we chose his first and last name, but by and large, most of the State of Decay 2 characters, their names are concatenated from you know, a first name, like a given name, a surname, and a nickname. So we couldn't just put in Harry Potter, though technically, I'm assuming we probably have put in Harry Potter. Like, we've got the name Harry in the game, and we've got the name Potter in the game, and if those two are on lists that can appear on the same character, somebody somewhere has probably gotten a character named Harry Potter. Now, it probably would have shown up as something like, I don't know, Harold Potter with the nickname Harry or something like that, but it's probably happened. I would be surprised if... I mean, maybe we didn't put the name Harry in the game? I don't remember specifically whether we have, but that seems like the kind of thing we would have done. So yeah, it probably is already there. It's just randomly determined. But if we were to specifically name a character Harry Potter or something, I think we would hesitate to do something like that. We would avoid names that are like, I don't know, that just feel like so clear a reference to a specific, like, other property. Now, that's not to say we haven't included Easter eggs that are references, but I think that one's like a little blatant, right? I think we would probably do something a little subtler. I can't think of a good example right now, but we would probably do something a little subtler. Okay, so there's still loot left in this building, but I don't have a lot of room to carry it. Oh, hello, friend. Nope. Haha. Let's see, how much loot is left in here? Oh, there's a couple of different containers. Yeah, I should leave this for later because I think we're full up on stuffs. So L'Coalition has definitely got something right in his suggestions for cosmetics. The idea being that if we wanted to implement a bunch of cosmetic stuff in the base, what we would want to do is put in existing placeholders to hold, like say a flagpole with a generic flag or a flagpole with no flag in the game in the map first, and then let the player change that thing. That is much easier than letting the player just add whatever they want, because and I'm sure that L'Coalition is saying this because he's either aware of it for other reasons or has heard me talk about it. Like, letting the player just sort of add things with collision to the game willy-nilly is actually really weird and challenging. We've bitten off a lot of that already with the facilities. The fact that a facility can just appear where a character was standing is kind of problematic. The more of that crap you add to a game, the more sort of like weird edge cases and problems you're introducing for yourself. And so that's one reason why we might try to avoid saying, oh, player, you've got a bunch of just cosmetic BS that you can just add all over your base anywhere you want, that starts to get really complicated. Games can do that, obviously, but the ones that do, they're making a big investment in it and a big sort of bug fixing and QA investment in it. But the way to get around that is to have something that occupies, it's the collision that's the worst part. And so if you have something that occupies a certain space and then it can be swapped out for something else that's customizable, that's a much easier approach. So it seems like the Coalition gets that. And so the suggestions that he's making in the chat for customizable stuff is all, you start with a basic thing, you swap it out for a fancy thing that's sort of creatively chosen. So yeah, Kragan is suggesting that he says, for all we know, State of Decay 3 might have a bunch of this stuff. I mean, for all I know, too. There's still a lot of unmade decisions yet on State of Decay 3, and so there's just stuff that, when I talk speculatively about what we might do in the future of the franchise, sometimes what that is an indication that we've done absolutely nothing in that area of State of Decay 3, and so I feel free to say, sure, whatever, just because I know I'm not revealing anything because there's nothing to reveal. But yeah, the question of how to unlock cosmetics is an interesting one. That's another thing that I think Cantus is bringing up is, where do you get them? Do you, because in State of Decay 2, there's a certain set of cosmetic items that are just unlocked by default. You just pick them. There's some that are found, there's some that are found in loot. Dang it, Brock. Figure out what you're doing. There are some that are found in loot. And then there are some that are unlocked with bounties. And those are all very different ways to... I forgot to empty out my freaking inventory. Well, this will be a short run. That's fine. We're almost out of time anyway. And those are all different and, very different and sort of valid ways to unlock stuff. But, when you're tackling a new project like State of Decay 3, you kind of get to rethink a lot of those questions from scratch. How do we want people to unlock cosmetics? Because there are ways to, have them earn a resource and buy them. You can just find them in the world. You can tie them to achieving, completing some challenge. There's so many different ways you could make it work. And each of them kind of has different implications for player motivations. I like the looting method because looting is it's one of the main activities. I mean, I'm just sitting here chatting with you all, and so while I'm chatting, I'm just looting because it's the easiest, most obvious thing to do in State of Decay 2. And I don't have to think about it that much. I just vacuum everything up and go home. So tying it into looting is great because it clearly fits into the game. Everyone understands its role, and it doesn't change your behavior that much. It's like you don't end up sort of warping your playstyle out of shape because you feel like, oh, I've got to unlock these collectibles, so I have to play in a weird way. You don't have to play in a weird way. You play in a normal way, and you get collectibles for it. But sometimes what you want is for the player to play in a weird way. Sometimes what you want is for instance, players who might not have ever discovered certain features. Maybe the desire to get a cosmetic will drive them to say, well, how do I get this one? Oh, I unlock it in a weird, interesting way? Well, let's try out that weird, interesting way. Then they discover a part of the game that they otherwise just never would have found. It is weird to be playing effectively normal difficulty State of Decay 2 after spending so much time in Project Zomboid, especially because on my own time, I've been playing on these two worlds, the one where I've got the motel base and the one where I've got the lake house base. And today I was like, I want to see what it's like for me to play Survivor difficulty now that I've played a whole ton of Builder difficulty. Because I've gotten really used to Builder difficulty, which is still hard, and I still get totally killed a lot at that difficulty level. But I'm not nearly as overwhelmed now as I was when I first started playing. When I, basically lost, I think, a series of 3 or 4 characters, each of them in a half-hour episode. I just lost a character at the very beginning of my Project Zomboid run, just because I was playing on Survivor and I had no idea what I was doing. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing, it's going a little better, and I might actually want to start playing primarily on Survivor difficulty, which is weird because it just seemed so out of reach before. But I've got like a character now at Survivor difficulty that I've been playing with who, you know, he has a couple of lacerations on his upper arms because a zombie came around a corner that he wasn't expecting. But by and large, he was able to handle the zombies that he met early on. And I've started playing the way I play now, which is, you know, picking a central base, gathering stuff to it. He still hasn't even found a backpack. But he's found a couple pipe wrenches and a screwdriver, and he can defend himself. And I'm actually finding it to be an interesting new challenge now that I've got these established games where I've just built up so much stuff. There's aspects of the game that aren't a struggle anymore. But now it's a struggle again, and it's at a higher difficulty level, so I'm having fun with that. So I don't know. Maybe at some point after I've gotten a certain distance in my builder game that I've been playing in on the official my official streams of Project Zomboid. Maybe I'll at some point give that saved game a break and go try to play on Survivor difficulty on some other map I haven't played on before. Cogs is suggesting that if we did have a flagpole that was customizable, we could do a car on a pole as one of the customization options. That's the kind of thing I like to hear. Like whenever we've got, it's like when you come up with a set of constraints that you're working within, coming up with the weird thing that you can still do within those constraints is one of the most fun things about solving problems in game design. I love it. Coalición. Oh, you asked this earlier. What zombie movie the team watched this year to celebrate Halloween? And it was I think it's called Dance of the Dead was what we watched. I could be remembering the title wrong, but it's a prom night zombie movie, low budget, early 2000s, just very different from anything that gets made today. But it was weird and over the top, and like they would burn multiple characters just for a weird gag that you've never seen before, or just for an attempt to make you throw up. It was great. We had a good time. And with that, let's wrap up this episode. So there is a subscribe button. Here's links to other videos. I've only got less than half an hour for my next episode, but I'm gonna make it, and it's gonna go there. So click that if you want to see more Heartland.